Hello and welcome into Free Spirit Gaming's Manifest Tournament. We got the $500 free for all Mario Kart 8 Deluxe tournament, and this is going to be an insanely competitive, absolutely bonkers, like actually insane tournament that's going to be happening tonight, and I am so excited to be seeing it. Right now, I've got Lev here casting alongside me to help me break down these plays and really understand what we're going to be seeing on the racetrack today. So, Lev, tell me, who are we going to be seeing in this first room?
Well, we're going to be watching Vantox's POV. In this room, we got Supers, we got Luke, Greg, MK, Ibra, Power, Abra, and then we got FlowX. Like some really high tier. This room is cracked out just for
Yeah,
a qualifier room, and only 6 people get to move on.
yeah.
So a lot of pressure is on Vantox and all these other high tier players going against each other.
Yeah, what kind of advice do you got to give to these, you got these extremely high tier players in this room, but then you also have some players that are still, working their way up, learning the game more. What kind of, advice do you go into competing against such high skilled players?
Uh, well, using your backhand for one. Two, knowing for two, knowing how to play with your items, knowing when to use them, when not to use them, and just basically just playing regular, just playing cart and knowing what to do in your situation. Don't let the pressure get to you. Don't mold, and you'll be doing just great.
That's some really great advice because with 12 races, there's a lot of tomfoolery that's going to happen, especially when you realize, hey, it's online, you have lag trails, a lot more inconsistency with item play. There is so much more you have to kind of consider, really, whenever you're trying to compete online, and you're just hoping that the host and all the other players here have good internet and that everything's going to be as consistent as possible, because to get a part of that $500 prize pool, that's what you're aiming for. And honestly, I wouldn't want to be in this room myself. I gotta be completely honest. I think this room is just absolutely insane. You got the likes of literally Greg, who now not goes by G scores. Now Greg, we got Luke, who's I've been able to compete with him on the same team. He's absolutely insane. Vantox, I mean, super. Everyone knows him. Genuinely, such an insanely cracked player. Who is your number one person you're having your eye out on?
I honestly I would have to go with Vantox because I mean in FFA, like that, you're pretty much playing a lounge match, and he grinds lounge all the
Yeah.
time. Like he streams it all the time. He's well known for lounge. I mean, he's Sapphire in lounge, so that's like what top
Oh,
1% in
that is
Mario
pretty
Kart.
insane. Do you think he's gonna be able to have an easy time running out in front, or do you think he's gonna get contested by some of these other top tier competitors?
Yeah, I feel like he'll be contested, but if he does get into the front and keep the front spots, then he will easily just break away. Like he'll just break away in points.
Yeah, I mean, and we saw that the first time that we got to cast Free Spirit Gaming's first. It was a 2v2 tournament. Whenever we were first here, yeah, no, there's a lot of players that are gonna be able to break out in front, especially with the hectic mid pack and second and third trying to battle it back and forth for points. So honestly, I wouldn't doubt that he could be able to just have these long runs and his lines being as consistent as he is playing lounge. You know how laggy it is. You all know how laggy it is, and being able to understand what he has to do to get around that kind of mid pack pressure. I'm pretty curious to see how well he's gonna do.
I'm curious too. I mean, you can't just because he's in Sapphire and Lounge doesn't mean you can count out the likes of Super, which, if I'm not mistaken, he plays in Star Clan, and that's a D2 team, which that's high tier, that's high tier gameplay. Like you can't count out all these people. Just like Vantox is just one of the more well known players because of him streaming Lounge all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And I know he's just been an absolute menace in lounge. I see his name all the time, always on Twitter and stuff like that. Honestly, really great player. Honestly, I could not say whether or not Super would be able to catch up with him, or if Super is going to be able to just run away with it, because being that number one seed right now, I am very curious. Will he be carded or will he be able to use his lines, use his items proficiently, and be able to stay out on top against this competition? Honestly, it is pretty insane. And honestly, in the chat, tell me who you all are rooting for in this room because we're gonna be looking at Vantox's cam. We're gonna be looking at his gameplay. But who are you rooting for? We got Super, we got Vantox, we got Lagan. We got Gecko, Luke, Greg, Labra, Ken, Power, iKeebs, Abra, and Flow X. I mean, honestly, man, I don't know. I don't know who I should be rooting for here because every single one of these competitors are going to try and make their mark. And with only top 6 moving forward, I am curious. I am intrigued.
Oh yeah, same here. Especially with it only being top 6 moving forward, and all these people, you know, pretty much being like the one of the best of the best. It's like all the pressure is on everybody. Like, and it's just qualifiers too. That's what's insane. It's just qualifiers, and there's already a ton of pressure in this room alone.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, it literally is. And to know that only top 6 moves forward in this room, there's a little bit of strategy you got to do. You have 12 races, so you have some leeway. You have that kind of, security in terms of, hey, you don't have to have a good race every single time, but you also have to realize who you have to take out once you see the standings. Who do you have to eliminate to make yourself go forward? In Lounge, it's 12 races and you're done. But now you've got to do 12 races and then another 12 races and then another 12 races. So it's a long night of Mario Kart racing. Keeping a level head, like you said, and being able to just keep calm is going to be one of the most important factors of this tournament because coming down to those last 9, 10, 11, 12 races, I mean, just in Lounge, I'm freaking out personally. I couldn't imagine what kind of pressure these competitors are going through, especially playing these 12 races in a row.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, then again, you might have some that have the mindset of, it's 12 races. It's not like most of these other FFA tournaments in which the qualifiers is only like 4 races,
Yep.
which, 4 races compared to 12, like you said, a lot of leeway. And
Yeah.
you can make a mistake in a race or two and you can bring it right back with a couple of top 4 spots.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And that's one of the things about SNS that's like it's a fast tournament. 4 rounds, you're done and done and done. Or 4 races and then 6 and then 6 again. But with like a long haul like this, it is totally different. The mentality is different. The untiltifying yourself throughout every single race is different. And you can see it throughout like the point totals, especially the people who are battling for that 6th and 5th place spot. There is so much that can go wrong in terms of just freaking out, trying to run, not being aware of your surroundings. And you really got to be able to consider all of those different factors if you're going to be able to move forward in this tournament. And we've got a few questions in the chat. How many rounds will there be? There will be 3 rounds. So top 6 moves forward from this room, then the top 6, and then we're going to be moving forward from there. So there's going to be 6 rounds in each one of these tournaments. I'm seeing a lot of love for a lot of different players here. So honestly, it's going to be an interesting one.
Oh yeah, it definitely will be. And it will also come down to when you get to that third and final round, who still has energy left? Who
Oh
isn't
yeah.
tired out from doing 24 races from 12 races in round 1 and 12 races in round 2? It's whoever can keep the good, like the forward momentum that they have going from round 2 into round 3.
Oh yeah. No, 24 races is a lot. I've done the NA Open a multitude of times. And that 24 races gets to get under my skin. And you're not even going against top tier competition. NA Opens are as open as you can get it in terms of racing. So whenever you're going against now these extremely competitive racers that grind this game, play Lounge nonstop, and are really, really good at the game, it's a totally different mentality that you have to have. Do you agree?
Oh yeah, I definitely agree. You have to have that strong mentality, that motivation and drive to just win. And you can't be too like driven to win and thinking that you're better than everybody. But then again, you kind of have to have that mentality at the same time if you want to push yourself and be like, you know what, I can do this. can win this. I can, be the best of the best in this tournament.
Yep, I do not agree more because literally having that confidence in yourself makes or breaks your entire race. And as a person who's competed at Saturday Night Speedway, which is, comparatively not even close, in my opinion, to the level of skill that we're seeing today, especially in this room with all of these different competitors, I feel like, yes, whenever I had my head down, whenever I was discouraged, all of my racing lines, all of my awareness went out the window. If you don't have that positive mentality saying, I can do this, I totally 1000% agree with you that you are not going to move forward. And honestly, I don't know what more can be said when it comes to Mario Kart because there's a lot of things that are out of your control. And going against players who can, consistently play this game in lounge, what kind of different item play, what kind of different things do you think these players are going to do to try and work their way up? Do you have any other strategies? What are some of the main things do you think that is going to help these players move forward in these 12 races?
I feel like one of the big things is not like backing your items immediately when you get it. Like, you get a red or you get a green and you're sitting in like second or you're even sitting in first and you just back an item. And, if you do that, then you're getting rid of one defense and your other defense can possibly get ghosted. So it's literally just a game of patience and a game of knowing what's around you.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's going to be the key thing of, getting through this qualifier.
Yeah, and as the one and the only JPGiviner has said, you have to assume total control. And I feel like that's more or less actually such a crucial aspect of this game that a lot of people don't realize, especially whenever you're trying to move through this mid pack, because that's where a lot of these racers are going to be stuck. You don't have to be right behind someone to try and get around them, to try and get that draft. Maybe going the wider line, taking the slower route is going to be more beneficial for you down the line in these races so that you can maybe get a fifth or sixth place spot, work your way up in the point totals, and really understand, hey, if I'm going to just be squeaking myself through this tournament, what do I have to do to be in the best case scenario in every single spot? So honestly, I totally agree with you. Being aware of what's around you and being able to really understand what you have to do, I could not agree with you more. But genuinely, we are getting almost ready. We're getting some subs in the room. 12 will be in here soon. And I am really curious. We got a lot of Abra supporters. I love it. I love it. And genuinely, I don't know what more can be said about this group other than that they're extremely talented and extremely excited to get this whole tournament started. Lev, you recently competed at Saturday Night Speedway, and that's where I come from. What did you think about, like, you play in MKU, you play in all these other things in a tournament setting like this? What is different? What is different from just MKU? What's different from just all these different like lounge? What is different about it?
The pressure. The pressure
Okay.
is definitely different. And I say that because it's a completely different environment and you're playing for money. You're not
Yep.
just playing to promote yourself in a Discord server or just going for a banner. You're going for the bag. You're trying to secure that bag.
uh, I totally
So
agree.
you can't let that get to you. You just have to have the mindset of, okay, I'm here, I'm playing, I'm you still have to have that confidence, like I said as well, that you can do this, you will win that, and you just can't let the pressure consume you, which that
Mhm.
about did in semifinals when I barely got through by 3 points.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it genuinely it is true. Whenever you're playing for money, even though this is a free tournament, just to shout that out there, all supplied by Free Spirit Gaming, it's absolutely insane to have a $500 prize pool for a tournament like this. Literally, so much effort, so much work goes into these productions, and really to just put forward such a quality tournament, it is amount of pressure. Even though this one's free, Saturday Night Speedway, you got to pay to get in. This one's free, but you also want to make your mark. You also want to show that you can defy all odds against a room that's just so much more stacked against you. Honestly, whenever I do online tournaments, I'm always feel like I'm at a little bit of a of a disadvantage because you don't know what to expect. You don't know who's going to be lagging across the screen, who's going to be doing these lag trails, who's not going to be racing as well as you normally expect it. With these tournaments, you get different rooms, different players, and we are finally getting ready to get into the first race onto Vantox's cam. I'm excited and I am so ready. We finally got it going. Let's see. Whoa, Ninja
Whoa,
Hideaway.
Ninja. Uh,
What's your opinion about this map?
I feel like it's all right. I mean, when it first came out on Wave One, I thought it was a really good track, really fun to drive. Just the amount of paths and options that you can do. The
Yeah,
NISC felt really fun to do. But then Wave Two came out, and like you have tracks like Mushroom Gorge that just overshadow it because, in my opinion, it's just that much better. I mean,
I totally do agree. Wave 2, I love that Nintendo really upped the quality for these tracks and genuinely just made them so much better. Mushroom Gorge, in my opinion, I don't know. I suck at driving it, so I have no opinion on it. I would just get trashed on 24/7 if I actually did give my opinion on it. But for the first race of Free Spirit Gaming's tournament, we are going to Snowland.
which is also a Wave Two DLC track.
Yeah,
Honestly, kind of like it. I kind of like this track. I love the penguins, and I love that beginning shortcut that you can do.
absolutely. But first off, we have to thank the item gods as we see them fall down from the sky above. We're going to be seeing who's going to be bagging, who's going to be doing the right thing. And recently, I did see a thread of a lounge player talking about, what some strategies you can do. And right off the bat, a lot of players, almost half the lobby, bagging this first Snowland track. So, do you think bagging is one of these things that some of these players who really aren't as competitively edged is something that they should be doing?
Yeah, because to an extent, like the way that I think, if you can't outrun them, you can out item them. You can have the RNG gods on your side and do things like dodge shock.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of, Vantox over here sitting with triple mushrooms and a golden in pocket. It's gonna be really good for him to take cut on lap two.
Yeah, I
He's
totally do
popping two
agree.
shrooms right now. It's gonna probably chain this last shroom into the upcoming set if he can get to it, because the item sets do move on this track. Oh, it's
Yeah.
popping golden now.
I've had it so many times where I've missed items just because of that and took that shortcut absolutely amazingly. Vantox now in 10th place, still trying to climb his way back up. 10 coins, another aspect of the game that is very underrated. Something that I truly do forget about, that those 10 coins, it's going to make you so much faster going through these shortcuts, using mushrooms. It's just going to keep you at a competitive advantage, but Vantox is going to
Oh,
lose that advantage after getting lag trailed by those triple greens. He's going to be dropping all the way back down to 11th place, and he is running out of time to try and catch back up in this race.
honestly, the only thing you can really hope here is to either like pull another golden, a bill, or even dodge shock. He has triple
Oh,
reds. He could do something here.
this is
He
going to be
has a
kind of
six.
brutal.
He's gonna.
Oh,
Oh, on the
no!
cut.
That is not good, but still, look at those competitors behind him. They have not passed him just yet. Avoids the
Oh,
green shell on the ground, but he's going to be able to consistently grab that 9th place finish. Not a great start, but still not last place. Like we see Greg there, but Luke's going to be able to grab that first one with Super and did not see the third name, but honestly, that was a fun race.
that really was fun. Um, it was kind of, in my opinion, it was kind of expected. Snowland is kind of one of those like reset tracks when you use it in a competitive environment. You have items going everywhere. That shortcut, so you have people taking that shroom cut all the time. So people are gonna have power items in really high spots by just smuggling them by taking that shroom cut. A lot of mushroom gorges here, though. Really appreciate the love for it.
Oh, we also got some MC3, which I actually do enjoy that track a lot. I think it's really fun. They really adapted such an old track extremely well. I wish they could have done that with another old track, but unfortunately, Mario Kart Tour takes precedence these days, which is a rough thing a rough pill to swallow. But still, going to the next one, where do you want to go? Do you want Mushroom Gorge?
Mushroom gorge.
All right.
Standard
Oh.
DPS. That's not bad.
It's not bad. I think this is like you talked about, like an okay track. There's a lot of things that can't really go your way. It's very claustrophobic. You're gonna get bumped. You're gonna get pushed out of the way. And on this track, especially with the final ending shortcut, that's gonna make or break your race.
Oh yeah, especially if you get like lag trailed onto it, and it's devastating to get trailed or hit out onto that final cut. And you have no mushroom to recover.
Did that happen to you on Saturday Night Speedway? Because I know we get this
Actually,
track like 24/7.
yes. Actually, I was shrooming up in 8, and I got TS'd on the cut and went all the way down to 10.
Oh, I hate it. I hate it. Oh, but I don't know how
He
Vantox is not getting lag trailed. This man is literally sliding across a thin edge, and I do not know how he's able to do it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess you can really trust the lag gods on that one. I
Yeah.
mean, and look at that. I don't know if the dude missed or he avoided that green. Sitting with a horn in 2. Uh, well, now 4 because people are taking shrimp. Oh, he used the lag. That's
Yeah.
rough.
Yeah, that's one of the rough things about commentating Mario Kart is we're seeing Vantox getting hit all the way down to 9th, has another air horn, uses it. I don't think he connected with another player though, but having that lag and oh no! He avoids the bomb, but the Goomba is gonna say, no, 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 not so fast. You're gonna be getting hit all the way down to 11th. But yeah, the lag hits are kind of unfortunate, especially playing online so much. I really wish they would change that, especially in one of these next updates. Really make it more consistent is something I would love to see in this game. Oh, what a backed green. They were not expecting that. And backed green shells, red shells, and otherwise, you really have to realize that that's going to happen, especially at this high level of play. These players know exactly when to back their items.
Oh yeah, know exactly when to do it, what angles to do it. It's almost like simple geometry for him. It's amazing.
It really is. It literally is. It's playing pool against other Mario Kart competitors. Blue Shell is out, and you can see that first place racer having a bit of a lead, especially going into this last lap. I don't think that Blue Shell is going to hurt him too much, especially as we're seeing that Roy not getting hit out, but that gap actually closed a lot faster than I thought. We're seeing Vantox in 6th place with a mushroom and star. Change it into set. He's got 2 reds, throws one forward, goes up to 4th. He has some
Oh,
time. Will it last?
oh,
It will. He's
oh,
gonna grab 3rd
oh.
place.
Honestly, amazing comeback for him. Using that star right there to possibly predict a shock, and really smart place on Vantox there.
And
Securing
Greg,
3rd definitely helps out leverage that 9th place that he got in the last race.
I definitely do agree. And then Greg, getting last on the previous race, got 1st place in this one. So that's going to flip around the standings just a tiny bit. That's what I like to see. The back and forth battle in these point totals. That's the most interesting part about this entire tournament. Because with 12 races, we're going to be seeing people go in and out of qualifying for the next round just nonstop. But like you said, great work. I didn't think the star would last because I don't have audio on my end. But really great work there. Did you think he was going to make it through?
I didn't think he was going to make it through. I, I I thought the star would have cut off mid cut or towards the very end of cut, and he would like lag trail somebody streaming through the cut because he did trail his red as soon as he went through the cut.
Yeah, I totally agree. I really thought it wasn't gonna make it, but fortunately enough, he did it. I don't know how, but he somehow pulled it off. What once again, he was doing some miraculous things, anyways, on Piranha Plant Slide. But we're gonna be going Mario Circuit 3, a track that I absolutely do enjoy. I think it's really well done. They adapted it extremely well. And now going into this one, we're still seeing Greg on that, that teddy bear loadout. A lot of people in the chat are questioning his decision. Are you questioning it?
I'm not questioning it. I think it's a Chad move. Honestly,
I agree.
you got to represent the Teddy Buggy. You know, you just got to represent.
I do agree, but you know what? You got to represent it with the baby loadout because I feel like that and a baby character go hand in hand and it looks supreme. I feel like that goes even harder, but still having that heavyweight speed, it's always going to help you out. We know it all. We know it. And we're going to be seeing a lot of these players bagging and I would say more than half the lobby bagging. And then we got 5 players running in the front.
Yeah, about 50-50 split. Oh, he has a bill. This could actually be pretty good for him. If he
Yeah.
pops it at the right spot, I believe pops it right here. This should take him near second set, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and that would be actually huge, especially trying to get a little bit of luck on his side with the shock dodge, avoids that red shell being thrown forward, checks his back camera, got 10 coins, grabs another bullet bill, pops it right away. He says, I'm not taking any chances in this mid back.
There's the
Shock
shot.
dodge comes down, and now he's going to work all the way back up to 6th place.
And he has a golden in 6 too. This is really huge for him, especially if he takes this golden spot right here. Oh, yep, there you go. There he goes.
Oh,
Flying.
this is gonna be absolutely insane. And all this off-road avoids that red shell back, has a red shell of his own to try and throw at Luke. He's gonna throw it forward. It's gonna connect to Gecko, but he's gonna have a bomb to counteract it. Green shell and boomerang in the loadout going to this final turn. Does he have enough to protect himself? He's going to drop, gonna get hit by a piranha plant, and he's gonna get that 5th place finish.
Honestly, even though you got hit by that piranha plant, the fact that he trailed somebody out and got hit near the boost panel salvaged that. That would have been way worse if he was either past the boost panel or even a little bit further from it.
I agree. I totally agree. 1000%. That was you know what? Vantox, we should give him tag lucky because this has been his absolute most luckiest races I've ever seen in my life. Being able to pull out these 3rd and 5th place finishes respectfully. It's genuinely a sight to see that that Vantox is having such good luck on his side.
That is true. Although that can still change. We have
Again.
12 races, and this is only the first GP.
It is. It is a lot more to go. Will he be able to, continually have that luck on his side? Only time will tell. But going into this next one, I would like to see New York Minute. That would be fun. But we're going to Mushroom Gorge finally. I enjoy it. The shroom cut at the end. How can you not enjoy going over an abyss of doom? It never gets old. It really doesn't.
Makes it that much more satisfying when you do it and you see a person in front of you just absolutely fail it. It's so
Yeah.
satisfying.
Absolutely. Totally agree. I love it. It's goofy. And then you also see like half the lobby just frozen on the mini map. I think that's my favorite part as well. And then you get to see him just spawn behind you. It's so good. It's so good. But we're gonna see a little bit more bagging. He's gonna back up. Gecko and him. Oh my god! Damn! Oh,
Being a menace, being a lounge menace over here, and he's opting to take the wide section to get more coins and 2 wide boxes. Not honestly, not a bad move on his part.
no, not at all. I always talk about it. First 2 laps, prioritize the coins, get up to that 10 coin boost, and you're going to be really good to go. He's going to be able to take those bounces perfectly. Does he make it? Oh, he almost did it. Oh, just barely goes into the off-road. That's not going to get him any spots, but it's still going to get him closer to climbing up these ranks.
That is true. And he has a bill. Okay.
Oh! There goes the luck out the window. We'll see you next winter. Damn, not a unfortunate not being able to predict that shock this time.
He is holding a golden in 12, and with how close the pack is, if he takes gap cut, he will have that star in a really high spot. So, will he make it? Oh! He gets hit by the bill.
That was actually really good. I have a hard time using the golden mushroom on that, shroom cut. I don't know if other people do. Maybe I'm just trash and I haven't time trialed this track yet, but still a really great opportunity for him, especially having a ghost in hand. We'll see if he's going to be able to use it at the best time possible. Oh, a bomb thrown forward. He's going to have to pop it. It goes off the track. Thankfully, no one's going to get hit by that. Has mushrooms, doing some beautiful counter hops. Will he be able to make it this time? 3 out of 3. He's grabbing that 6th place finish.
Yeah, 6th place, that's all he really needs. If you get with how many top 6 spots that he's been getting, at this point, just continuously get top 6 and you will have nothing to worry about.
And we're seeing the score total already. Literally, we're seeing it. Like, yeah, getting top 6 is the name of the game. If you keep on getting top 6, logically speaking, you should be able to move forward. But we have 4 other players at 26 points. So his spot, still not safe. No one's spot is safe just yet. Getting past the first Grand Prix. It's going to be an interesting point total with 4 other racers having 26 points right now.
Oh, yeah, 100%. The pressure will still be there. But the fact that he got 9th on the very first race, and then he kept getting top 6 spots, within the last three, just put him right back into the running of qualifying. When at first it didn't look like that he was even going to. You
Yeah.
know?
That's what I love about the 12 races. At first, I wasn't one, especially for tournaments, to say, oh, yeah, give them 12 races. But the leeway that you have and the competitive edge that happens, especially with this room that we're seeing, is actually quite competitively viable. You know, everyone being very close and tight with one another as we got the point totals coming up one more time. You know what? Having these 12 races is going to be a back and forth battle, and I cannot wait to see who's going to be able to pull this one off. Fifth race, though, we're going to everyone's favorite lounge track, Excitebike Arena.
Oh yeah. If you're a lounge player, you gotta love the track.
Yeah,
You just
it's
love it when it gets picked.
I mean, what is there not to love? You can do tricks, you can trick again, and then
you
you
can you
can
can hold A.
oh my god, hold A, Jesus Christ. The mechanics that have to come out on this track are absolutely bonkers. Oh, look at that. Look at that shroom kite. I mean, no one can do it. No one can do it. You know what? Vantox, he got to time trial this track at least 15,000 times.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, like I will say though, when watching high tier gameplay of this track is actually really satisfying because
Oh,
of the
absolutely.
ramp strats.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
we see Vantox here in second with two shrooms. He should be up. Now he only has one.
Oh, just barely gets hit. Almost gets hit by that green shell just flying by his screen. That's one of the things you got to really watch out for with this track, as a blue shell is going to be able to hit
Oh,
Flow
that was the
X.
bomb.
And that was an insane bomb avoidance, and he's going to be able to take over first place. And you're seeing, like you're talking about the top tier, competitively on this track, whenever you're seeing these counter hops and how much distance you can gain if you learn these strats, it's absolutely insane. It is actually, I do agree with you, really entertaining. He's going to hit the off-road just a tiny bit there, and we're seeing Greg right behind him as well. He's going to run into a
Oh,
banana, which got
oh,
thrown from behind. Bomb is
oh.
out. It doesn't hit. Another blue shell is going to be out for Flow X. And now we're going to be seeing Vantox just taking his time, but Flo has a air horn to avoid it, so he's going to be able to keep this first place spot. Moving all the way down to fourth place, he still has a green shell, double green arenas in pocket. Let's see if he's going to be able to snipe out this competition. Third place, about to be careful. Someone in front of him did have a banana, but he's going to be able to counter hop his way in front of him.
Oh, he opts to back his green. Probably got somebody with it. Who knows? Oh, and he narrowly avoids that other green, and he goes wide to be safe from a possible smart bounce. Secure second.
Really respectable second place finish there. Luke grabbing third. And genuinely, look at this standing right now. Still extremely close. We got one competitor, didn't get to see their name. Still at 9 points. But even with those 9 points, you only need a few top place positions to work your way back up into the ranking. So if you're not doing well, it's still only the sixth race. You got 6 more to go. Don't count yourself out just yet.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's just the first half. It's not over until it's over, as everybody
Yeah.
says.
Yeah, yeah, I always, it's a cheesy catchphrase, but it is true, especially in this game where so many things can be out of your control and out of other competitors' control. And as long as you're getting, especially at this point with 6 more races to go, you need those top 4 placements and you will be, ready to go. And unfortunately, we do have a Twitch ad arena on my screen. I don't know if you see that too on one.
Yeah,
Uh
I see the ad.
Thank you, Twitch. I love you. You're the best that has ever lived. I love it. All right. But like we were talking about, we got a lot of DEA haters, more like people who just can't understand the sophisticated nature of that track. Am I right, Lev? Come on.
Yeah, like come on. What is there to not like about the track? You just hold A and then you press your trick button. Like,
It-
come on,
it-
you can't tell me that that's fun, man. It's
yeah.
it's it's a more baggable sky high Sunday. That's what DEA is, and you can't tell me that's fun to drive.
Yeah, I definitely do agree. I mean, you get to see the beautiful Nintendo animations at work every time you get the trick. And then you also got those flying green shells, you got you're like, dang, look at that green shell. It came from across the map. Oh my God, what am I playing? Baby Park? You get reference to other tracks too. It's just such a top tier track. I don't know what people are talking about. Clearly S tier. I don't know. People just delusional out here. Don't know what to say.
I will say though, one of the funny things about the track is sometimes the blue will get stuck on one of the ramps. So you can be the person who throws it and you pass it, and it comes back and it hits you from behind. I just find that to be, unfortunate, but kind of a funny thing, you know?
Oh, absolutely. I totally do agree. I do think the green shell items and how much it can ruin someone's day, as we're finally back in the Twisted Mansion of all twisted advertisements. Now we're seeing Vantox in second place. Gonna back that red shell. Doesn't land though. I with the double reds, it's not a bad play to try and give yourself some distance. He's gonna be able to throw one forward, and
And he has a ooh.
oh, and then he's gonna force Legend to use his air horn bomb backed. It does land on another Waluigi player with one more red in hand. We're gonna see if he throws it forward. No, he's gonna opt to keep it.
It kind of makes sense. I mean, he was going the other path that first place was going. I think he's going to try to wait out for the blue or possibly. Oh, he gets backed. That's rough.
That's Vantox has been one to get back consistently. I really wonder if he's gonna be able to change his act going to these next few races to understand, hey, these first place racers, they're gonna back you 9 out of 10 times. Boomerang is thrown. You see the triple greens right beside him. He's gonna go for that single item box. Always better to grab one than two. Grab one than nothing. We got triple shrooms and a blue shell that's gonna hit a lot of other competitors. He goes through the shortcut, finishes in 6th place.
And that 6th place is all he really needs. I mean, yeah, the competition's still close, but you know, they're tied for 5th right now, and 7th is coming up fairly close. But like I stated before, getting those top 6 spots, theoretically, you should still be able to move on. Top 6 moves on.
Yeah. So honestly, everyone's still possibly alive. A lot more points to be had. In the best case situation right now, right? You have 5 more races. Technically. In considering that, you still have about 60 more points to grab, unless I'm doing math stupidly right now, which is possibility. But still, you have a lot of points to grab, especially even if you have 4 more races. So many more points to be had in this competition. Wait, hold on. I did that math wrong. I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. 4 races, 60 points. So if you can grab first place in these last few races, you'll work your way back up the charts. Even top 3, top 4. It literally is still anyone's race to qualify.
Oh yeah, 100%. And that's what makes watching competitive Mario Kart so entertaining, is being able to see the amount of changes in the leaderboard because of people getting various spots. It's awesome and entertaining. Which, speaking, we're going to Ninja. The track that we both said was all right.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy the different paths. That's one thing about these more, not like Need for Speed racing games that I really do enjoy, that you have different routes you can take to avoid the chaos, to assume total control, like the one and only God JPGiviner talks about. There's so many things that you can do on this track to avoid all the chaos, but at the same time, you could try and use other people at your advantage, especially with people going through those shortcuts, using their mushroom, and having it not be an off-road is a really cool mechanic that I'm glad they added, and I really do enjoy that aspect.
I like it too. We have Vantox through the red to get rid of Ibra's trail.
Ooh.
Ibra having nothing in one, looking kind of scary right now. Oh, now he insta trailed.
This is going to be interesting. I really wonder. I thought he was going to go for the snipe before he had an item, but he's going to be able to hold on to this defense. And playing it more conservatively, especially in these beginning rounds, is never a bad thing, especially when these competitors don't have as many points as you would like them to have. But look at that no item shortcut, being able to go into that section and be able to just take over first place with a mushroom in pocket. This is huge.
This is definitely huge for Vantox. You have defense in case if someone tries to red you out, and then you have that mushroom in pocket for blue. He doesn't even have to do anything. He just has to run. That's all he has to do.
Race well, run, and don't mess up the no item shortcut this time around. Will he be able to do it? His eyes are on the prize, not checking that back camera. He doesn't care what's behind him. All he cares about is what's in front of him, and that's a first place finish. He's going to be able to hold on to this first place, going through the no item shortcut. Beautiful move. Still no blue shell or shock that happened to disrupt the first place run. Currently, right now, Bullet Bill in the back of the pack. You see it. Will they be able to pull out a shock right behind it? Who Who knows? First place, grabbing that double item box. Will that item screen the person behind him? Roy behind him, gonna get hit out. Another Waluigi coming up behind him. He has a lead and he has first place.
Man, that was you know, it just goes to show how strong that no item shortcut is. Seeing Ibra just go wide for seemingly coins. I believe that's why he went wide, but he just all he did was take the no item shortcut and ended up just pretty much securing his first place finish.
Yeah, and honestly, I that no item shortcut was the most crucial thing he could have ever done. And taking that risk on not getting hit by that wooden plank that will spin you out, being able to take over first place, and then you saw his lines, you saw that he's like a top tier competitor with how he races. Genuinely, such an honor and such a pleasure to be watching such top tier gameplay right now.
Oh yeah, 100%. Such an honor, and it's I'm very thankful for JPGiviner for giving me this chance to commentate for the first time and experience the how like what it's like to actually commentate Mario Kart gameplay. Something that I've always wanted to do. So
Oh yeah,
shout outs to you, JPGiviner,
yeah,
and
a
shout outs for
beautiful.
you for the tournament as well.
Yes,
FST.
absolutely. Beautiful man, beautiful guy. I mean, honestly, how lucky are we as a Mario Kart community to have someone like JPGiviner on our side? Genuinely, I like a beautiful voice, beautiful guy, making these tournaments happen and trying to push forward the competitive scene of Mario Kart and make it more legitimized and truly showing that hey, if you learn this game like we're seeing right now, you can compete against the top dogs and show that this is a competitive game. This is a game that you know what you don't need like an entirely like you don't need an entirely huge amount of experience, but as long as you're learning the game, you can play it competitively and really hold your own in Mario Kart. Because a lot of people say, "Oh, it's RNG. It's no big deal. There's nothing you can do about it. Oh, you get hit by a green, of course. You can't avoid it." But there's so much that you can do in this game. So many strategies, so many techniques that you can learn and really adapt to your own gameplay. As I'm all right. A green shell hits Vantox. Yeah, there was nothing he could have done about it. I'm sorry.
That was a bit rough. I mean that spot is normally like it's known for, especially on lap one, for people to just throw their items forward at the person in front of you because there's not much wiggle room to avoid items there. As we're seeing, he went wide for coins. I backs his red, goes for the throws his red, goes for the double, has triple trims and a ghost in pocket.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate. Just dropping all the way down to 10th, and DKJ being one of the harder tracks to catch back up on because there aren't many shortcuts on this track. You have the the mushroom cut that you can do in the middle of the track that we're about to see coming up. That's going to give you a lot of leeway, a lot of leverage, but at the same time, if you're in the back of the pack on this third lap, you're not going to have a good time as we're seeing him move forward, but get bumped to the
Oh,
side, almost runs into the frog. That would have been devastating for this race. Still stuck in 9th place, though. Sees the triple reds in front of him. He's going to be able to pop that ghost, get around him so easily. Triple greens of his own Beyblade throwing out red shells now. He's got
ooh.
some weapons of his own. Blue shells going for that first place race.
Man, like just seeing him pop that ghost and just avoid the person with triple reds to then ghost triple greens, back them and get triple reds. Like this is kind of huge for him.
It definitely is, especially with Fire Flower, and a lot of Fire Flower is an item that people really underutilize, in my opinion, especially. Oh, the Vantox get hit
Gecko
by that
again
air
being
horn.
a menace.
Yeah, he's disguising himself as not a menace. Am I right? Or but going into this next section, what can he do to catch back up at this point?
I mean, the only thing you really can do is probably hope for a Bill Golden. Oh, then oh
Oh!
ground shroom gonna help him a little bit. Grows back. It's gonna gain him just a little bit more spots.
And he's going to be able to grab a 7th place finish. Really great moves. You know what? Like I said, the man's lucky. He saved himself a spot with that ground shroom, but still looking at his 69 points. Nice. He's in a very good spot at this point, but still not safe, not out of it. Few more races to go. If he has bad races, this could flip on his head. 69 points, even though it seems like a lot, it might not be enough to move forward.
Oh yeah, 100%. Especially seeing the amount of racers that are still in 60s, like 61 all the way up to Vantox and that has 69. And then you still have a few competitors that are in their 50s. that if they get top place, like top 3 spots, they're gonna, start changing up the spots a little bit.
Yeah, they can. Indeed. No joke. It really isn't a joke at all in that aspect of this game where you're never really safe until it's over. But you know what? You can just only hope that your racing is going to be consistent. If you're not going to be hitting these top place competitors out and taking over those spots, then you're going to be seeing your night end very, very soon. So we're going to be going to New York Minute, baby. I love track. I enjoy it a lot. It's beautiful.
I love the track. I love the music. I also love how, and now this isn't competitively viable. I love how the track goes different paths and then goes back onto the same path.
Oh yeah.
And if you're just playing like in a regional or something, you can easily lap troll people who are going against you because you're going against them.
Yeah,
Kind of fun.
yeah. I do love that aspect too, and I hope they do that with a lot more waves as well, with the new waves coming out. I just love having those different goofy aspects and having those kind of things that you have to watch out for that you normally wouldn't think about. I think adds a little bit more flavor on top of these tracks.
100%. We're seeing he's going for the wide path. He's going to try to snag a double here. This double's really, really tight. There you go. He gets one, and he has a red and a shroom in 7th. Triple greens in front of him.
Now let's see if he's going to get backed one more time. Legend's going to throw 2 forward and avoids both the red and the green back. Has a mushroom in hand. Thought the red show was going to go for him. It does not. Having this mushroom is actually kind of huge, especially in 4th place. He's not that far away. Oh, but he's going to get
Oh,
bumped into the off-road. That is not good. Working his way all the way down to 6, up to 5th, and now we see him with a green, which can be pretty brutal on this track, especially with the angles that you can hit these green shells with.
oh yeah, 100%. And as you saw with that bump, this has weird traction. It has almost like ice physics. So stuff like that happens all the time on this track.
Yeah, that little watery ground is not fun to drive on. Going to the 3rd lap, he's going to be able to pop that air horn, sees the star behind him, tries to swerve out of the way. That's going to be Ibra, if I'm pronouncing that correct. I'm sorry if I'm not. Gecko in front of him as well, drops the triple bananas, and he's going to be able to keep that 4th place finish.
Honestly, with how tight this like spots like between like 4 going all the way down, everyone who had 60s, that's definitely going to help him in the long run because now he's up in the 70s. Still doesn't make him safe though because we still have a few more races to go.
Yeah, I mean, it's still, if he got last in these 2, or actually 3, technically, 3 more races, 10, 11, 12, having only 3 points is not ideal. I don't know if 81 points would be a good cutoff point for him. And if he is safe, maybe we'll see something goofy like that. But there's still so many other racers that are in the running right now. He's gonna be picking Sydney Sprint. What do you think about that one?
Honestly, I really like the track. I love how personally, I've used it for either drafting or a group runner. Both of them have worked in a consistent way. You can just kill out first by having those people draft off of first going into the opera house, or even on the glider going into second set. Then you got group running, which group running, because there's barely any shortcuts in the track, it just makes it that much harder of a runner. But we're going to Thwomp Ruins. Honestly, in my opinion,
Uh,
underrated track. Basic, but underrated.
it is a basic track, and I try to enjoy it. I think the no item shortcut on this track is actually more entertaining than DP3's. I'm sorry. I think it's fun, and seeing all the people, especially, it's simpler. You just do a counter hop, and then you get the double. You get the double boost. He's gonna get redded out though. Gonna go back for some coins and has to bag now. But I enjoy that no item shortcut a lot.
Oh yeah, I like how you can also just get an MT and possibly you have a chance to hop through the cut and get some air and land right onto the ramp, get a trick, or you can do what Vantox did and get an SMT, go through the cut and just trick off of it normally. Gives me
Exactly.
Shy Guy Falls shortcut vibes.
It does. Shy Guy Falls, no item shortcut, also is very entertaining to watch. So honestly, I do enjoy that track as much as also it gets bashed. But Still, that doesn't matter right now as we are currently getting into the second lap of Thwomp Ruins. He's got some triple mushrooms and a star, so he doesn't even have to do the no item shortcut. He can just pop this mushroom, go past a bunch of other competitors. That piranha plant's going to get hit into the off-road. Ken in front of him along with that baby Rosalina, who is in last place like we saw in those standings. Let's see if they're going to be able to work their way back up in this whole tournament. Going down into this last section of the second lap, Blue Shell is on the way, and that first place racer has a bit of a lead, so he doesn't have to worry about much.
Vantox popping a star there, having a ghost in pocket 4. That's actually pretty huge for him right now. If he dodges shock up like in this high spot, he can. This will pretty much be a free win for him.
Absolutely. Will it happen? Ghost running out of time. He's going to be able to drag out that third place competitor. And now, unfortunately, did not get the shock dodge. Misses the item box because of the Wheel of Doom. Come on, Patrick. We're not cavemen. We've got technology. Press that B button to try and slow down just a tiny bit to grab those double item box. But still, going this last section, he seems pretty safe. Going to get lag trailed. Finally, can't get around that one. Dropping the 6th place double item box in hand. Triple mushroom trying to get around the chaos. Let's see, triple reds. Will he be able to take out the people in front of him? Loses another red shell. Gonna just play it safe and grab 6th place.
Honestly, not a bad play from him. Just keeping that one red in case someone were to have mashed, another red just in case. Honestly, not a bad play. Sitting at 85 points though, relatively comfortable. I mean, you have someone that's at like 80, I believe I like 80, 82. And then after that is like 73. So, you're still not out of it. You can still get eliminated, but you're sitting somewhat comfortably right now.
Yeah, isn't that insane? We got like a few races left and you can still get eliminated. It's mind blowing. Even with 86 points right now, I saw a competitor with 71, and statistically speaking, if the worlds aligned and the stars and planets erupted all at the same time, and we see Vantox getting last place both races coming up, you could still, you know what, easily come back and easily take over his spot, and he can get eliminated. But with how he's racing, I don't believe it, but still, yeah.
It's still possible. RNGesus does exist. I mean, you do see a Yoshi Valley up there, Calamari Desert, and a Cringe Bow, as I like to say.
Oh, Cringe Bow, really? You know what? I love the aesthetic of Switch Rainbow Road. Oh, I was about to say, and we're going to be going to it, but this was the track I was talking about before that they didn't really adapt well, Sky Garden. I think like the original Sky Garden was actually looked a lot more fun and entertaining. I think graphically it was probably one of the best looking tracks of Wave 1, but racing on it, it's boring.
I wouldn't say it's boring. I just say it's small and very chaotic. It gives me MKS vibes, but it's shrunk. The scaling is very, very tiny.
I can understand that. I totally agree. I totally get that.
We're seeing Vantox here, sitting in 4. You have what looks to be, he avoids the trail, sitting in 2.
I thought I saw a piranha plant behind him for some reason, but no, it was just someone with a mushroom. I was like, oh my god, jump scare. And now we're going to be seeing, oh my god, damn.
Robbie died. What?
Oh no, he's just going to get hit by a red shell. Maybe the stars are aligning. Oh, he's going all the way back. He's saving the clip. Lakitu said, no, I'm gonna have the planets erupt and get you last place. We'll see if he's gonna be able to catch back up, but he has a wild shock dodge. What is this? Is this Lucky? Oh no.
Oh my god, what is actually going on? Dude just died and then he dodges shock.
Oh my god. This is fantastic. Never mind. Best track in the game, Sky Garden. We have a star in hand going into this third lap. Let's see. Will he be able to get around the chaos? Will he get backed with another bomb? I was trying to do a pun there. Is this Lucky O? Lucky.
O.
Yeah. I was trying to do a pun there. I'm sorry. But he's got a ghost in hand, triple shrooms to go along with it. He's going to be able to actually pass a little competitor.
That's huge. Invincibility for the rest of the race.
Oh my god. That is absolutely insane. Working all the way up to 4th place. with those triple greens hitting that other competitor. What an absolute redemption from what we just saw from him.
Dude, I can't even like begin to comprehend what happened that race. Like, oh my god, that was an emotional roller coaster. If I was in Vantox's spot, I probably wouldn't have even known what was going on. My mind would have probably been just blank that entire time.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't know how he does it, but he has such good item awareness, understands what to do when he's put in these really terrible situations. Honestly, being able to grab that bullet bill, shock dodge, get hit by another bomb, and be able to catch back up to go all the way to 4th place on a track on like Sky Garden, I think that's truly impressive in my eyes. Literally, all odds were against you the entire race, but you still somehow made it out on top.
And that's something that makes a huge difference between. Oh, baby park.
Oh
Baby park.
no!
Where? Oh my god.
No! Who's
Listen,
tilted right now, bro? What's going on? On God, bro, what is going on? All right, we have the final race of round number 1, room 2. It is Baby Park. Yay!
Room crash last lap, baby park.
Please, 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 host, come on, back too hard, host. Come on, we got to restart this race. We'll make it chaotic. Just kidding. But we're gonna be seeing a little bit of bagging, a lot more front runners than I expected, genuinely. But we're gonna see how much that's going to work out for them, as time and time again, bagging on this track, with it being as simple and straightforward as it is, it might be detrimental for a lot of these front runners. But we're seeing Vantox get hit by that star and drop all the way down to 10th.
Thinking about this might actually be really good for those who aren't like, in the highest tier of gameplay. Because, like I said, RNG can still be a factor. There can some of those players who were struggling in like spots 7th and 8th could possibly knock out someone who's been sitting in 6th for the past 4 races. Because there's a
Oh,
shock.
that
And he
is
got shocked in
not
11th.
that is not great, but at least it was an early game shock and not towards the end of the track, so he's still gonna have a little bit of time to catch back up. You're seeing the pack currently, just so many racers spinning out, getting hit, trying to avoid chaos. Going into this last lap, he does have triple shrooms, almost gets hit by that red shell as a ghost gonna be taken away. Just kidding, he does get hit by a red shell, moves all the way down to 12th place, but he's gonna have another single shroom. Game, what are you doing to this guy? And he's gonna get last.
That is really unfortunate. That just goes to show the power of RNG there. It's very unfortunate, and he still qualifies.
Oh my God. I don't know if y'all saw that, but one of the competitors got eliminated by a single point.
Extremely unfortunate. And like
The
I said, that's just the power of Baby Park.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say that.
No.
I was about to say that. That was just a Baby Park curse there, man. That is brutal.
By 1, and then you had supers. Right behind him. Literally a 2-point difference between 6th and 8th. That just goes to show how close the top 8 were between each other. Like, it's just insane.
And even Ken had an opportunity to still make it. 83 points with 74. He still had an opportunity, definitely with those last 2 races, but unfortunately couldn't pull out a good finish on this final race. And honestly, look at that point total with 3rd, 4th, 5th, literally 98, 96, 95, and then going all the way down to 83 with Legend literally making it 82 and 81. My God!
It just goes to show, like, this room was no joke. Extremely close. And, even if you didn't qualify, give yourself a pat on the back for being able to compete against these high-tier competitors. They're playing at the highest level possible. And you can say that you went against them and you did your best and you, did pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is heartbreaking. It is sad. Got a lot of the competitors coming in from their respective races saying that they lost by just a tiny bit, and literally Luke being one of those competitors who's an amazing person, amazing racer, losing by a single point because someone said, I want to torture this room with Baby Park and shake up the entire standings, and that's what they did. to have these competitors lose by just an inch, it is absolutely mind-blowing to me. That you know what? If you pick Baby Park, it should be an automatic minus 50 points to your point total. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules, but it should be something.
I agree. Honestly, like picking Baby Park in an FFA or like 2v2 format, like willingly, you're just being a huge menace at that point. You're just trying to troll a little bit. And I'm someone who's like, a little bit of trolling there and there, kind of like what Geck was doing the Vantox uh for most of that qualifier. You know, I don't mind trolling, but picking Baby Park, you're just ruining the entire experience for
Yeah.
everyone playing in that room.
Yeah, I agree. I do think it's a pretty crappy track to pick, and it's a little bit troll wise. Like when we had, I always hate to bring up Saudi and Space every time, but yeah, when we had track picks, people would intentionally do that when they were in like last place just to screw over all the other competitors. Which it's kind of like a shock dodge that you can pick wherever you can just say, "Hey, I have this weapon, I can use it whenever I want," and really screw over a lot of competitors. But Luke is saying that it wasn't the Baby Park race, but it was the Thwomp Ruins race that really ruined his run. So,
Oh,
yeah, Thwomp Ruins, another track that if you get hit out on that final shortcut or that final item box, you're not going to be able to catch back.
it's yeah, I was about to say the only shortcut that you have, well, the only shortcuts you have are at the very end that you can take without them. They're both NISC basically. Like they're both just you can take them without an item. So that means that anybody can take it. If you're front running, you can take it. You don't need a mushroom to take it. So
Yeah.
yeah, getting hit out, very devastating. Really hard to come back on that track.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, this whole room was some of the most entertaining Mario Kart action I've seen in a hot minute. It was amazing. It was fantastic. I genuinely enjoyed it a lot. And when it comes down to it, like you said, got to give yourself a pat on the back. These are top, skilled competitors, and these racers, they practice this game consistently. They know what they're doing, and honestly, even if you didn't do too well, you got to take this as a learning experience. Be thankful that it's a free tournament as well, where you can just say, "Hey, this is what I did wrong, and I can fix it in this way." Especially rewatching VODs, rewatching these gameplays, and really understanding, like, okay, this person gets hit out in this way. How do I catch back up? How do I make it so that this race isn't terrible for me? Any last
100%.
thoughts, Lev?
And any last thoughts? Well, for one, congratulations to Geck, Floex, Ibra, Greg, Vantox, and Legend for all moving on. And second off, Mario Kart. Like it's just that entire qualifier just shows what Mario Kart resembles. Just because you know how to run a track, just because you know lines, just because you just grind TTs, doesn't mean you can't count out RNGesus himself and item play.
I say that all the time. You have to be aware of what's around you, be aware of what's coming at you. And even Vantox, who we saw had some of the cleanest lines in this lobby, can get hit out, can get screwed over, especially on that Sky Garden race, and still be able to pull something out of it and grab like some really good finishes. So genuinely, if you didn't make it, take it as a learning experience. But if you just barely didn't make it in, really just give yourself a pat on the back and say, you know what? Guess what? It's Free Spirit Gaming. We're going to have even more tournaments coming up right after and really take these learning experiences and bring it into the next tournament.
Yeah, stay tuned. The rooms should be being made here soon, so we should know what's going to be going on in the next room. You're going to be getting a different set of casters as well.
Yes, and that's going to
Here's
be who is it coming up?
You're going to be getting JPGiviner himself, the Giviner, the Chad, the MVP, and you have Jewel as well. Honestly, good people, amazing people.
Amazing. Yeah, I definitely do agree. And I'm really excited to see who's going to be able to take home this Cash Moolah prize. And I honestly am really excited after this tournament and how you're going to be seeing the next round go down. It's going to be even more cutthroat. The scores are going to be closer and it's going to be insane. It's going to be bonkers. And honestly, I just want to say thank you all for watching the stream. Hope we all did a great job for you all. And genuinely, Lev, thank you so much for casting with me. You did an amazing job as well, man. It was an absolute pleasure.
It's an absolute pleasure casting with you, man. And I'll see you later, man.
I will see all of you later, and hope you enjoy the rest of the tournament. Peace out.